Friends, who needs them? I don't need any friends. I don't need any family. I can get along just fine by myself. There, Naomi, you tell yourself that enough times, maybe you'll actually believe it. Naomi, you're a crazy old woman. Look at me, talking to myself. Well, why not? I might as well. Soon enough, I'll be my only company. And that's what I told myself that day, the day I decided I would return to Bethlehem without my Ruth and Orpah. It seems strange that I should be the one to come and tell you my story on a day when you were here, enjoying fellowshipping with your friends. Me who swore that day she needed no friends. But let me take you back to that day when we three were leaving Moab. It's hard to believe it. It's been over 10 years ago that my husband's sons and I came to Moab from Bethlehem because of a famine. Bethlehem, the house of bread, and a famine. Sometimes it seems that God has a cruel sense of irony. You know, time is such a strange creature, running both fast and slow. It seems like a lifetime ago we left Bethlehem. And yet it seems like yesterday I was arguing with Abimelech about whether or not we should go to Moab. I was frightened. I had never been away from Bethlehem in my life. Abimelech insisted we all go. Better to die of fright than to die of famine. How could Abimelech do that to me? Drag me off to Moab. And then he dies anyway. And there I was, a single mother with 2 young boys in a land of strangers. But I didn't die of fright. I survived. My sons grow up. They find wives. Moabites, of course. What could I expect? But I didn't expect Orpah and Ruth to be such dear, sweet girls. And then my sons die. God, was it faithless of us to flee the famine? Are you punishing me? God has indeed turned his back on me. But I hear he has turned his face back toward Bethlehem. The famine is over. There's bread in the land. And so Orpah, Ruth, and I are headed home. Here comes Orpah and Ruth. It's time to tell them to go back to their own homes. I feel so alone. And yet they haven't even left yet. No family, no friends, no God. Ruth, Orpah, go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show kindness to you as you have shown to your dead and to me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband. Am I crazy? I have no family. I have no friends. Any friends back in Bethlehem are either dead or have forgotten me, surely, just as God has surely forgotten me. It's Orpah's and Ruth's duty to look after me, but I can't hold them to it. I know what it's like to be a foreigner, alone in a strange land. I can't subject them to that. I won't subject them to that. I've been alone before, can be alone again. So why do the icy fingers of loneliness creep down my back and into my heart? Listen to the dear girls protesting that they will return to my homeland with me. Return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons who could become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. I am too old to have another husband. Even if I thought there was still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight and then gave birth to sons, would you wait until they grew up? Would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters. It is more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord's hand has gone against me. Goodbye, Orpah. Ruth, look, your sister-in-law is going back to her people and her gods. Go back with her. But then my dear Ruth replied, don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, if anything but death separates you and me. When I realized that Ruth was determined to go with me, I stopped urging her. All right, if you insist, you can come. Months passed. I must admit, I wasn't easy to live with. When we first came back to Bethlehem, the townsfolk stared and whispered, could that be Naomi? Don't call me Naomi, I told them. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. Naomi. Pleasantness. Nothing pleasant about my life or about me. Mara. Bitter. Ah, yes, that's me. And yet Ruth, dear daughter, has stayed here with this bitter old woman. And she's looked after me and provided for me. Not just food, but friendship. And then I got my chance to do some giving in this friendship. Giving of advice. I know. Sometimes that's not much of a gift. But in this case, and before you know it, Ruth has a wonderful husband and a beautiful child. And you know what the other women say? Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a kinsman redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons, has given him birth. Indeed. For you cannot choose your parents and you cannot choose your sons. But Ruth has chosen me as her friend. Her friendship is a warm cloak that keeps away the soul-piercing chill of loneliness. God did not turn his back on me. He has met my needs and more, and he did it through my daughter-in-law. No, my daughter, my friend. God did not bring me back empty, but brought me back full of friendship. Friends. Who needs them? I do. Don't we all?